Um, you can probably, yeah, we'll wait until like 6:05, I guess, or
Yeah,
6:03-ish.
we'll give another minute or two because a lot of people are going to come in right at 6 o'clock. So, but now that I'm recording, I will put the web link for the monthly videos, and I will put the packet for the convention on the chat for anyone to download. And I've done that now. So hello to all of you who have come in. The meeting's going to start in about a minute or two. Again, I've posted some things in the chat. The National Convention packet, which has all the information for the Orlando experience, and a YouTube link where you can watch previous meetings, this meeting we're having right now, which is being recorded, and of course, future meetings from March to June if you miss them in the future. If any of you have questions along the way, please put them in the chat, and we will be monitoring the chat as we have the meeting. And we will have questions available at the end of the meeting if anyone would like to ask audibly about the Orlando experience. So we'll be starting in about 2 minutes.
Yep. All right, let's see. I think there's enough people. I think we can just start right now. All right. So yeah, welcome in everyone to our February student delegate run meeting. And so keep in mind this is open to anyone who's interested in the national convention at all. So for future meetings, if you have any friends who are interested, please advise them to come to these meetings because we'll answer any questions. And so the national convention is where a bunch of school. I know a lot of people a lot of you guys are from this like are in Florida because I've been in the state convention. The national convention is just like a longer, much bigger state convention. And this year's in the same location as the state convention. So a lot of Florida people will be there. It's from July 6th to 11th. And the information packet is on the National Miafa Data website. That has that's like everything your sponsor needs to register. It has a schedule. It has more details on each event. It has basically everything this PowerPoint covers in more detail. And so this year's excursions, the Disney theme parks, which is I think Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and I forgot, but there's a couple, and then there's Universal Orlando as well. So these are super fun excursions. I think it's Wednesday that is the excursion day. Is that right, Mr. Snow?
Yes, all day Wednesday. So any every student will choose what park to attend. If the school wants to go to multiple parks on that day, they just need to have an adult or chaperone with them at each and the individual parks that they choose to go to. That is the key factor. Students cannot go by themselves to different parks. They need at least one adult or chaperone at each of the parks they choose to go to. But there are five choices: Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, at Walt Disney World. And then for Universal Orlando, We are going to have a ticket where students can go to Hollywood, Universal Orlando, and Islands of Adventure, which are right next to each other. They have access to either park all day long. For those of you who are wondering about the new park, Universal Epic, that is not included with your choices due to the fact that right now the only way to get in is to buy a 3-day ticket, and one of those 3 days you'd be able to go to the new park. So the parks listed here are the parks that are currently open, the four Disney parks. And again, Universal Studios mixed with Islands of Adventure. You'd be able to go to either park, a little bit of both, all at one, completely up to you during that day. Everyone should be there at any park before it opens, and you're going to be staying there until 7 o'clock at night when you will get back on the bus and come back to the hotel. So you should have about 10 hours in any of the parks that you choose for that day.
Yeah, so the excursion day is super, super fun and definitely an important part of this year's national convention. And so onto the types of competitions. So there's the individual test, the topic test, the ciphering, the bowls, relay hustle, chalk talk, interschool, Gemini, speed, and mental. And so the individual test. So there's 30 questions. It's multiple choice. So A through D. E is none of the above. It's 60 minutes, 5 points for correct answers, one per blank, and zero for incorrect. Guess if you can eliminate any answer choices, it's better to guess here. So ties are broken by the sudden death method, and awards are given to the top 20 in each division. And now the school bowls. The top four individuals per school top four individuals per school per division. And so the top four individuals are determined by the individual scores plus the ciphering scores. There's 12 open response questions, and you solve them one at a time, 4 minutes each. The faster you answer, the more points you get. And it goes from 20, 16, 12 to 8 based on bonus points if you get every one of the parts correct. A sliding scale is used, and awards are given to the top 10 teams in each division.
All right, so for Gemini, it will be a 30 question test, multiple choice A through D, and then E will be none of the above. You'll have 60 minutes. For each question you get right, you'll get 5 points. If you leave a question blank, you get 1 point. If you get it incorrect, you get 0 points. So if you can eliminate answer choices, we recommend you guess. So ties will be broken by a sudden death method. This is for students that do not qualify for school bowl. It's different this year because teams will be made up from students from your school. But however, if there's an odd number, you'll be matched with someone else. And then awards will be given to the top 15 teams in each division, and we're limiting it to one person per school. So the next are speed and mental math. So speed will be 25 question open response problems. You'll have 15 minutes. Exact answers are required. 1 point for each correct answer, zero for incorrect or blank. And awards will be given to the top 10 students and sponsors. Mental will be 40 questions, open response problems, 8 minutes. There are no markings allowed, or else you will be disqualified. Blue or black pen required. 5 points for correct answers, and one for blank, zero for incorrect. And awards will be given to the top 10 and sponsors. So there are divisions for Theta, Alpha, and Mu. Each school gets one school per division or one student per division, and sponsors can pick any division they'd like to. So topic tests. These are 30 question tests, multiple choice, and you'll have 60 minutes to complete them. 5 points for correct answers, one for blank, zero for incorrect. Ties will be broken via sudden death. Awards through the top 15 each division. And the bottom right, you can see a list of all tests. So theta is T, A is alpha, M is mu, and then
Go away.
O is for anyone to join in. And ciphering. So 12 open response questions, one at a time. You'll have 3 minutes for each. Answer within the first minute, you get 12 points, second minute, 8 points, and third minute, 4 points. A sliding scale is used, and awards will be given to the top 20 in each division. Okay, so hustle and relay, you'll get to pick between these two events. In hustle, will be 6-member teams, two of which are graders. You'll have 5 rounds. and 5 minutes in each round. 125 questions. These will be color coded by topic, and the points will be based upon which round you submit them in. For relay, you'll have three team members from each division, 9 rounds with 3 questions each, points on based on time. Bonus points if you can get every part correct. While you are working together, you will not be able to talk to your teammates. And chalk talk. So these will be 7 minute speeches given on a different topic. Theta is math in the movies, Alpha is math in Universal Orlando, and Mu is math in Walt Disney World. You will have one presenter per school per division. Prelims will be before the convention and submitted online. The top 10 performers of each division perform live at nationals, where they will be allowed a 3x5 note card with the sources that they have to submit, and then a 3x5 note card with notes they can use. And awards will be given to the top 10 in each division. Students will be writing on whiteboards.
To connect with any of the officers and just with Mu Alpha Theta in general, we have a Discord, which you can access by scanning the QR code. And we also have an Instagram, which you can also access by scanning the QR code. For one of our days, we have an hour-long period in the main ballroom of the convention center, and we're looking for ideas to fill up the hour-long period. And if you have any ideas, you can scan the QR code to submit them. Some of our potential ideas are an escape room, a puzzle board, or game night, and karaoke.
Yeah, and so just to like elaborate on the escape room, obviously it's not going to be like in like an actual escape room, but it'll be like more of a scavenger hunt, like clues around like the big ballroom type of game, and then the puzzle game night will be like actual board games, and then a karaoke if that's doable. But I'm not exactly sure about the specifics of the karaoke.
Also, um, for some dinner, while you're at the convention, we've partnered with Papa John's Pizza, and every school gets a code that you can use once a day, and you get half off of a Papa John pizza or wings or whatever you feel like ordering. For the National Delegate Assembly, uh, one representative is from each, or for every school is allowed, and you have lunches daily, except for, I think it's just Tuesday and Thursday, right? That we have lunches and then we meet.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I think there should be one on Monday or
one on Monday. Okay, and we vote. You have discussions with the other delegates from your school. You sit like with your region, uh, and you discuss changing the bylaws, elections, um, other stuff. And we'll be electing next year's officers. If anyone has any other questions that you haven't voiced in the chat, you can verbally ask them now.
The main questions in the chat was about Gemini. Gemini is going to be happening at the same time as the team rounds. So the top 4 students in every subject will be the team for the school. So say you have 6 people in calculus. Your top 4 would be your calculus team, and then person 5 and 6 would work together on Gemini calculus test together. Again, all the pairings, Gemini is a 2-person test, working together, turning in one answer sheet. So if you have an even number of leftover members, you would create as many 2-person teams as needed. If you have an odd number of leftover members, say you have 3 in calculus, 2 of them would be a team, and then the one person would be a team with another single person from another school. But the overall goal is to have as many 2-person teams as possible from your school in theta, alpha, mu, and statistics for Gemini. Okay, so, but what about its states? Do the same rules apply? At our state convention, there is only one Gemini team, and it is not based on division. The sponsor picks two students from the school to do the test. They can be any division in any subject in the Florida State Convention, two people, one team. Nationals, in theory, if you bring a lot of students, you could have a lot of Gemini teams, but only the best Gemini team in each subject is going to have a chance to win a trophy because no matter how good your scores are, only one trophy per school in each subject. So, say Buchholz has three good scores in calculus. Only one of them is going to win a trophy. The other two would be excluded because with Gemini, 15 different schools are going to win trophies in mu, alpha, theta, and statistics for Gemini so that we spread the wealth of that particular award.
And at the states convention, are people that are on bowl also allowed to do Gemini?
No. Yes, Gemini is a topic test at states.
Okay, thank you.
Gemini is a topic test. It will be happening Friday night after dinner, I believe. Topic test one is Gemini. So two people from the school are going to take that test. And it's an open test, so any subject is allowable. The cost per student for Florida State is $140. The Florida cost for nationals in July is $500 for the week. And the main cost, of course, from that $500 is your food cost, the cost of the trophies, the cost of printing the tests, your theme park ticket, et cetera, et cetera. The hotel cost is a separate cost in July and is not part of the $500. So your sponsors need to be aware of that, that the $500 mainly covers everything but the hotel room. And then the hotel room cost is a separate cost from those $500. So let's say you have an odd number for Gemini. So one of your team members teams up with another school's member. Which school would that count for? Now, this is where the strategy comes in for who asked that question. I can't see very well. So, Ditya, the school you would choose for the Scantron is honestly the school that is not very good in the overall scheme of winning trophies. For example, again, Buchholz, American Heritage, you would not use that ID because they're going to have a two-person team that's better than the singleton with the singleton from another school. So you would use the number of the school that has a less chance to win because, again, 15 different schools are going to win trophies in Gemini subjects. So you do not want to use the Scantron number for a very good school because they will have a team that is better than you. So you want to use the Scantron number of the team that has a better chance to place being a singleton at that point. So you can use either ID, which one you choose to use. Honestly, I would use the one that is lower on the standings to have a chance to place for that particular test. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? You can put them in the chat or you can turn on your mic and ask the question audibly. We are going to have these meetings again in March, April, May, as we get close, and June, as we get closer to the convention in July. The May and June meetings, of course, will be for the schools and students who are attending, because the deadline to pay all your bills and turn in all the forms for the convention is May 1st. So if your school is planning to go, it's very important that your sponsor knows to do everything needed before May 1st, paying the national office the registration, paying the hotel bill, doing the registration online on the Mu Alpha Theta website, mualphatheta.org, and mailing all of the medical paperwork and parent permission forms needed for every student and every sponsor at the school. It is very important that the national office has all the paperwork just in case something happens to someone at your school. We'll be able to take care of you during that week. We don't want anybody to be in any kind of trouble due to lack of paperwork. So Registration cost, hotel room cost, registration online, forms mailed in, all by May 1st. So that may seem like it's a long way away, but it's really only a little over 2 months away. So the deadline is coming up very fast, and we want to be sure that all of you have all your questions answered now so that you're fully prepared to make choices for what you want to do during the week in Orlando. Again, it was brought up by Natalie about the game ideas. There will be a time on Monday. Our convention starts Sunday night. On Monday afternoon, the entire large ballroom is going to be open for the students to be social with each other in a variety of ways with games and activities. What those games and activities are is completely up to the students. We want to engage in many activities as you want, where people will come together with common hobbies, common ideas, and meet people from other parts around the country instead of just hanging out with their school or their friends from their local state. We want to encourage as much socializing as possible so that you meet people from all over the country and get to know each other better. Because once the convention really gets into full swing, we're very busy every day. And we want you guys to socialize, get to know each other better, and enjoy the week together. And so this social activity is something that we have a chance to do this year. And so we need your ideas in order to make that happen and to basically do what you want to do during that time. Again, it is a 2 hour window from 4 to 6 p.m. on Monday where you're going to have the room to yourselves and you can do whatever you'd like in there to get to know each other better and to have fun. And we just want to know what you would like to do during that time frame. Do we have a cost for the hotel? Yes, let me put that in the chat. The cost per room is $146.45 per night for 5 nights. There are two kinds of groups here. There are Floridians and non-Floridians. If you are living in Florida, your sponsor can send in what is called a tax exempt form, and the school does not pay the taxes on the hotel room. If you are in a school outside of Florida, then you'll be paying the tax on top of that 146.45. I believe it's in the neighborhood after taxes of about $164 a night with the extra taxes thrown in that your school would have to pay. So the flat rate is 146.45. Again, 5 nights of hotel minimum because we go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, some schools may come in early to have fun. Some schools may stay late to have fun. That is the cost per night, no matter how many nights you stay at the Rosen Plaza during your experience. And you can stay early and be a tourist. You can stay late and be a tourist. That's up to you and the sponsor at your school to make those decisions if you want to come early or stay late. The convention itself goes from Sunday to Thursday, and on Friday, usually most schools go home unless they are staying to have fun in Orlando. Any other questions out there, ladies and gentlemen? Again, you can put them in the chat or you can unmute your mic and ask. Okay, so I'm going to put my email in the chat. And if you or anybody else from your school would like to know more about the Orlando Convention, please email me. My name, as you can see on the screen, is Rob Snow. I am the president of the Governing Council of Mu Alpha Theta, and I am also the host for the convention in Orlando this July. So I know everything in every respect about the convention and will be more than happy to answer your questions for you, for your school, for your sponsor, as we get closer to May 1st and the deadline for this year. So again, any questions out there in any way? Okay. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy your night, enjoy your weekend, and hopefully we'll see some of you at the next meeting, which is going to be on Sunday, March 16th The Zoom link will be going out to your sponsors in early March with the newsletter they will get in their email so that they can give you that link so you can continue to come as we progress closer to July 6th through 11th when we have the convention in Orlando. Thank you for your time and have a good night.